Hey guys, it's Gina, and I have a complete mess on my scrapbook table right now, but you can't tell because I done cleaned up this space. I done cleaned it up. I do have some stuff that needs to be put away though. That's away. Anyway, I'm a little hyper today. I don't know why, but I'm gonna scrapbook this photo today, and this is a photo of the supplies I pulled together while I was at Shelley's house from her stash. So I pulled this together to make some layouts, and I took a photo of the stuff that I pulled out of her stash, and then I'm going to scrapbook that. In order to do that, I have more stuff, and I can't find the lid to this. We'll just throw that over there. I have the Simple Stories Crafty Girl, and then the Authentique Collection Stitches. I have another thing I'm going to scrapbook with that, but that's there. And then I have more of this Echo Park crafting. Oops, that's not crafting. That's something different. That I'm going to use sometime later. But so I have these cards. These are the only ones I have actually. This is Simple Stories Crafty Girl, and this is Echo Park I'd Rather Be Crafting. And I thought I had more of these. I'm going to have to look. But right now we're going to start with those. I'm going to find some papers, and then I'm going to put you on fast forward, and we're going to make a layout, hopefully. Be back soon. Hi everyone, now we're going to get into the process part of this video. Now that I did the intro, I'm going through this Simple Stories and Echo Park paper to figure out which cards in this paper I want to use. And I decided on this love, it says Live, Love, Create. And these photos, as I said, are from, or this photo is from when I stole supplies from Shelley's stash, which is always fun to go over one of your friend's house and go through their supplies. So I pulled out my buttons in the colors that they go down through on that card. And as you can see, I kept my buttons at this point in my scrapping career in these mason jars. And you'll see in a minute why I don't do that anymore. But I decided I was going to make a rainbow with buttons to come down the page that would correspond with that card. Here's the demonstration as to why I don't keep my buttons like this anymore. They were a pain to sort through and get back in the mason jars. They looked pretty, but they were a pain to sort through and get back in the jars. So now I keep my buttons in drawers that I can just pull out, pilfer through, and then put the drawer back once I'm finished. And I'll have a layout in a couple of days or maybe next week sometime that'll show you a button layout that I made that shows the new way I store my buttons, and it's so much easier than this. Spilling them out was fun, you know, but putting them back, like now I'm going to try a different piece of paper. Well, first I'm going to go through and I'm going to adhere all these buttons down with glue dots, and I hope I sped this up quickly enough that it doesn't become such a chore to listen to or to watch. I hope I'm not a chore to listen to. That would be awful. Anyway, so I'm just moving the buttons around here because ostensibly I miss one or two with the glue, so I have to move them all around and make sure that I've hit them all with glue. See, I missed another one. So, and another one. So you can see the reason for that. And then I ran out of glue dots, or I needed smaller glue dots. So I was using the larger glue dots on the larger buttons, and then I needed the smaller glue dots for the smaller buttons. Glue dots are maybe not the best adhesive to use for buttons, only because that adhesive stays wet. You know, it stays sticky, and you have the holes in the button. I haven't had any problem once I put the page in the page protector, but sometimes I prefer to use the Tombow Mono Multi Glue or glossy accents to put buttons down. The only thing you have to watch with glossy accents is if you put too much, it'll seep up through the holes, and then you have this glossy blob in the middle of the button, which doesn't work out. I pulled out my scraps of pink paper here looking for some layers to go behind the photo, and I chose that dark pink glittery paper to go directly behind my photo, and then this white and pink sort of chevron to go behind that sparkly pink paper. And here I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm looking for a certain button that I don't find, and I'm trying to figure out what the next step is. I decide, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do next, so I'm going to cut off that border strip, and then I'm going to place my photo. And I really like how the corner of that photo fits right into where that little space is with those buttons. And I'm going to put this down a little crooked, and then I just leave it that way. You'll see me try to pull it up and fix it again, but I don't really spend too much time playing around with it. I just decide that I'm going to just leave it the way it is on the crooked side. Here's where I'm going to pull it up and try to fix it, but that adhesive was really stuck down. If you use an ATG, then your adhesive gives a little bit more, but I was using that tape runner adhesive, and that was not as forgiving to pull those that photo cluster back up. So I'm going to name this layout Stealing from Shellie's Stash, and unfortunately that has a lot of S's in it, and the sticker sheet that I chose only came with 4 S's, which you would think would be enough for a title, but not when you need 5 S's. So instead of using the same font, because I didn't have enough S's even to spell Shellie's name in the yellow font on the other side, and so I decided that I'm going to use these stickers here to spell Shellie, and I'm just going to do the word stash in that same pink. So Shellie's name will be emphasized in the title, which is fine with me. I really liked it that way once I decided to put it down that way. So make sure you put your apostrophe to show possession. It's so funny to do, like, to think about that in a layout title. And even here, I didn't have another L in this sticker sheet, so I took an E. I know, but I took an E and I cut the 2 little lines off of it to make an L. And I really liked how that title turned out. Shellie's name is emphasized, but at the same time, that color isn't so in your face that it steals from the rest of the layout. And because I used that yellow for Shellie, I had the orange, and the orange only shows up in that one little spot on the tag, on that little 3x4 journaling card, or cut apart card, or however you want to say that. So I decided to add some yellow buttons to balance the layout with Shellie's name and the top right hand corner of the layout, and also to pull the photo closer to all of the embellishment, because the photo was not connected. It looked a little disconnected from the rest of the embellishments on the page. So instead of putting down all my buttons and then having to pick them up again to put them down and adhere them, I decided to just pick them out and adhere them right as I'm doing it, which is the smart way to do it. And you see here I spilt out my buttons on a piece of paper, hoping that this would be an easier way to put them away. And it did turn out to be easier, but it's still such a pain that I changed the way I store my buttons. And if you watched my room tour, I think I did show the buttons. They're in an old antique card catalog drawers now. So just continuing the process of gluing these buttons down to make a sort of rainbow effect on the page with the 3 colors, the pink, the orange, and the yellow. And I'm using all different types of buttons. I didn't really care if they were, if they matched or not. And then I decide that I want to pull that pink, orange, and yellow down to that lower left-hand corner. Again, it's all about balancing the layout. So I decide that I want to put a yellow, a orange, and a pink button down there. So you're going to see me go through again and look for a pink button and an orange button to put down there. And this process worked a little, look at that. That worked better, but it was still such a pain. So I got rid of that idea altogether. There's the pink button, and then I'm going to pull an orange button and put that down. And I feel like that then I'm going to take a photo. I feel like that then balanced all the layouts. So that's the layout for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.